The tough economy is causing rough seas for boat owners because many of them can no longer afford their boats. And that's a growing problem for all of us. Early Show consumer correspondent Susan Koeppen is here to explain. Good morning.
Good morning, Maggie. America's waterways are now becoming dumping grounds filled with boats that are just left by their owners. Somebody's got to clean up that mess, and taxpayers are now footing the bill.
They're becoming an all too familiar sight along the nation's coastlines. Derelict boats. Boats that for one reason or another have been abandoned by their owners.
There are abandoned boats all around us in this water?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
These boats are not only eyesores, but they're causing harm to the environment and posing a serious threat to boaters. Just ask Bill Sprague.
All of a sudden we were launched completely out of the water into the air.
You went airborne?
We went airborne. And I knew I hit something substantial.
Sprague and his wife were boating near their home outside West Palm Beach, Florida, when they hit a huge chunk of a derelict boat.
They just left it. And in our waterways here, right now there are probably 30 such abandoned boats.
In Florida, it's estimated there are more than 1,000 boats that have been dumped.
The derelict vessels are becoming more numerous.
Experts say with the souring economy, an increased number of boats are being set free and left to sink. Owners finding it easier to abandon ship than pay the high price of maintenance. Some are committing insurance fraud, cashing in on their policies after sinking their own boats.
Maybe they paid a little bit of money for it and just said it's not worth it to fix it up. And so they leave them. What happens then is the taxpayer in the state of Florida become responsible for removing those vessels.
Looking good.
Getting rid of derelict boats is a slow and expensive process. The removal of this boat left in the Florida Keys will cost taxpayers roughly $15,000.
On its way to the graveyard.
From Florida to California, states across the country are spending millions removing boats. Bill Sprague says even more needs to be done to get these boats out of the water.
People are going to get killed. These pieces of boat are going to pop up, float away, get into someone else's path. They won't be as lucky as we were. They're going to be killed.
And then here's the added challenge. Once a boat is removed, another one seems to pop up, and there are thousands of derelict boats that need to be removed all across the country, Maggie.
And we're paying for that, which seems unfair. But I guess what else can they do? Can they even fine the boat owners? And if they do, can these boat owners afford to get rid of the boats themselves?
Right, so they try to go after the boat owners. In many cases, you know, they're sneaky about it, so they take off any identifying numbers to trace them. But if they do trace them, many of these people have fled the state. They don't have the money to pay, so they just sort of skip out on the whole deal.
If they do find the boat owners, what kind of penalty are they facing?
Yeah, it really depends on the state, but it's not much. It's not a huge fine.
How much would it cost them to have done this legitimately in the first place rather than abandon their boat?
To get rid of their boat, it could cost you, just a couple $100s to get rid of your boat. It depends on the condition that it's in. So it really depends. They're saying it's cheaper for you to just try to get rid of your boat in a nice way as opposed to just dumping your boat.
Yeah, and putting everybody else in danger.
Right.
Susan, thank you so much.
All right.